I think for a lot of them, they were making good sense of it. Like I would look around and I would see, oh, like what are different ways that you might make 7? And I saw right away almost every kid did 5 and 2 more, which doesn't surprise me, right? Because we want them to think about that 5 whys piece. But then I watched, and there were several kids who were trying out things before we even kind of did it as a whole class. They were trying that on their own. They were like, oh, I could do 2 and I could do 5. I could do 3 and I could do 4. So that I thought was a good piece of it, but I still had several kids who were 1 by 1 counting, or they would know to go 5 red and 2 white, pull them down, and then I'd say, is that 7? And they'd go, right, and they'd count them 1 by 1. So sometimes that's just, I think kids just being like wanting to make sure in their heads, but also, I still think that there are some kids who are doing that piece. I think warming them up with the bunny ears, like kind of priming the pump with that, I think that went well. And I think that carried over to the independent work when they were doing the making 5 bump game. So I think that was helpful in that sense.
You were noticing a lot of things that your kids were doing in the classroom, a lot of things that they were making sense of. Was there anything that you had hoped to hear or thought that you would hear that you didn't hear today?
I thought it would made sense to me, like you would pull 3 down, then you'd pull 4 down, and you'd leave that space in between so you could see that part whole. And I thought that would be a little bit smoother for some kids than I think it was. Some kids would do that 3, and then they would pull that 4 down right on top, and then they wouldn't be able to speak to how many that was. Like, oh, I broke it into a 3 and a 4.